So, talking about kids with reads, obviously, I'm against it. I'm against reading kids for all the obvious reasons. And oh my God, don't dox kids. I can't believe I have to say that out loud. Please don't dox children. Even if those kids did something to you in some strange universe where, kids are, I don't know, hurting your feelings or whatever, don't dox children. Please. Please, don't dox the children. Now, one thing that I don't know if this is considered controversial or whatever. One thing, and I have to say this carefully because, well, I don't know. Here I go. One thing that I have an issue with is that it seems the definition of dragging children seems to change depending on who's talking about whom. If you like somebody, they weren't dragging children, they were dragging the parents and mentioning the children. If you don't like the person, any mention of children is dragging the children. I think there's a difference. I think, there's some nuance in there. I think you can drag someone's poor parenting skills and you're dragging the parents. I don't think you're dragging the child. I guess maybe to some people, and it's understandable if you're sensitive about children and any mention of children, maybe parenting should be off limits as well in your view. So I get that. If maybe that seems particularly below the belt to even mention bad parenting. On the other hand, I don't mind someone talking about someone's bad parenting, especially if it's a parent, no pun intended. It's obvious, in their videos that, maybe their parenting skills aren't so great. But then again, that's also subjective because if you like somebody, their parenting's fine. If you don't like them, suddenly they're the worst parent in the world, even, for whatever reason, because your personal preferences have shifted. I think, there's this narrative of, well, don't show your kids, and so I won't drag your kids. Or showing your kids is bad parenting. I think that's bullshit. And here's why. I find that very victim blamey of, well, she showed her kids, therefore it's my right to talk about her kids or, somehow bring up kids. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Yeah, we can do a lot of things, but should we? Should we? And are you that powerless against your own actions, with your own actions that someone made you bring up kids or read kids because you saw a child on video? You're a grown-up, aren't you? So wouldn't, you have control over your own actions, not someone else, or especially someone's kid having control over what comes out of your mouth? I find that very odd. So the whole, blaming the kid for being on camera for your actions just doesn't ring true to me. And it sounds victim blamey. It's like, well, she wore a short skirt, so someone had to assault her, No, you didn't have to assault her. That wasn't necessary. She didn't make you assault her because of her skirt. I don't know. That annoys me. So yeah, just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's kind of my rule in life for a lot of things. And then there's this sort of idea of, well, all's fair in war, but girl, what war are you in? When was this a war? I don't know. That's so weird. I don't know. I guess there's this feeling of, no holds barred. And once again, that's your right. You do have that freedom of speech, but freedom of speech does have consequences. So, I mean, that's my feelings on reading children. Like, don't do it. And try to have some control over yourself, even if you're mad. I mean, that's a whole other video in itself. There's a lot of people, well, I guess that's another video.